Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me at Jesus Christ Worldwide Ministries. I'm Evan, your pastor and evangelist. And the message today is that I believe Satan is probably our president. And it's definitely not Joe Biden. We got the Fortune 100 meeting in Davos and conspiring to shut down the media, to force medical procedures on the United States. What I like to talk about is there's a lot of preachers, there's a lot of Bible studies going on. You could see those on YouTube. They don't really throttle those. They'll have millions of views. But when you talk about the intentional arming of ISIS, giving them $85 billion of weaponry, that is to threaten India. That's to threaten India, the neighbor of Afghanistan, and to make them have to spend $500 billion or $1 trillion to defend against nearly $100 billion of weaponry given to ISIS. And that is done because our politicians, all Democrats and virtually most of the Republicans, were paid by China to subvert our elections, to cause a medical procedure upon the entire planet. And it's pretty obvious that that was a man-made issue we had. I wrote a paper, I mentioned this in another video, where the chimera viruses couldn't be studied in America. And that was sent to Wuhan in 2012. So I saw that coming. And now they're trying to change the entire world with that. If you have a man-made plague, and then that plague causes you to get big pharma to be able to make $1 trillion and spread something all over the world, that should be a giant red flag. And to people that study prophecy, it fits perfectly with the Iranian and Russian and Turkish attempt to destroy Israel that was written about in Ezekiel 37 and 38. What we have is an end-time event. When we arm ISIS to behead Christians, and then Glenn Beck says that the White House is working to make it where they can't get Christians out of Afghanistan. There's private entities trying to rescue Christians, and the American military is coming against them in this. So if you really look behind the scenes, you won't get it on mainstream media, because they've been bought out. Either the CIA, working with China, is trying to bring about a one-world government. They're working with Davos. They're working with the Fortune 100 companies. And when you have forced jabs coming, and you have a place like the NFL mandating it, that's because the Fortune 100 companies will bankrupt the NFL. They pull their sponsorships, and the NFL's over. So behind the scenes, what you have is a one-world tyranny. And I wish you would smash the like button or semi-smash it and share this video, because on BitChute is 1,000 times smaller than YouTube, but yet I have twice the views. The AI for YouTube is working pretty hard to just crush down my views. I've had videos that I put up that have 500 views in a day, and the next day it goes down to 12 and didn't move for a year. I mean, I can document it. I have documented the absolute crushing down of my views that has happened on YouTube. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? There's people getting millions of views. You could even have a Bible prophecy show. You could talk about things. They'll even let you get some views. But when you put it all together that the Joe Biden is not our president, and it's more likely satanic forces, if not Satan himself, sitting in the White House. You have Fortune 100 companies, which I highly recommend that you, maybe I'll throw it up or do a video on it, but you take the Fortune 100 companies, try not to use them, because those are the companies that are conspiring to destroy the United States of America. So if anything we can do to share the gospel and to slow down this one world government. Came out today in Israeli news that they say that you have 13 times the resistance to the man-made plague if you naturally develop antibodies. And that's a big deal. It isn't really making mainstream news, even though it's a prestigious study. The most inoculated country in the world is Israel, and they also have the most problem right now. And I don't want to say too much. I would if I had more views, but I'm trying to get this message out. But what it is you have a man-made plague that is then forcing the entire world to give up their rights. Now tell me that wasn't thought of. I mean, come on. I wrote about this in 2012 when they gave that man-made plague to China. They gave it to Wuhan, China. That was banned to study chimera viruses in the United States. That's when it was given in 2012. I saw this coming. I did videos on it. They were just throttled down to nothing. So I hope you will do what you can to get past the AI censors at YouTube. Share this video. It might help somebody. It might really help somebody. It might help a new Christian, maybe an old Christian that just doesn't see these things happening. Because even in Bible shows and Bible study shows, people don't tie this together to actually what's happening in the world now. There's a few good shows I like watching, but they really don't go into it. Tucker Carlson just came around and said, hey, I think this was intentional to lose Afghanistan. I know it was intentional. You gave $85 billion to ISIS. You rearmed them, so now they're a threat against India, which did a huge $1 trillion favor for China. That's what they pay for. So I wanted to tie this into Bible prophecy and make this clear to a lot of people. And I'll tell you, I'd like to say a quick prayer that in the name of Jesus Christ, that the viewers of this program would be blessed and comforted, both spiritually and physically and emotionally during these trying times. And I pray this in the name of Jesus Christ. And we should be comforted that we're living in the end times that Jesus predicted. We're about to witness the Ezekiel 37-38 battle, but the rapture might be before that. So I believe the rapture is imminent. And I'm going to be doing a couple rapture videos next. But I believe the rapture is imminent. And I believe Christians should renew their spirit and renew their efforts to be of good cheer. Because the Bible tells us when you see these things happen, look up because your redemption draweth near. We should be of good cheer. The number one thing that deep state is trying to do is take away the joy. They're trying to wipe the smile right off your face. If it's with forced medical procedures or accidentally losing $85 billion of weapons to our enemy, ISIS now is stronger than when we went into Afghanistan. Why? They have $85 billion of weaponry, and we've now pulled out. And we've brought down the status of the United States massively. So the balance of power has shifted greatly. And the fraudulent elections, there's been fraudulent elections all over the world. The CIA, you look it up. CIA has been throwing elections in other countries for years and years. And I believe they threw our last one. And the fact that you can't come out and say these things on YouTube, Hillary Clinton is still calling the 2016 election fraudulent. But I can't tell you specifically that the 2020 election was fraudulent. I could just tell you that there's shenanigans, in my opinion, but I can't go into depth about these things. They're doing everything they can to censor it, and being YouTube is 1,000 times larger than BitChute. I don't think on my BitChute I should be having 2-3 times the audience that I do on YouTube. They're throttling this message. They're doing what they can to discourage you. The first thing they want to do is wipe the smile off your face and discourage you with masks and everything else. It's to discourage you. The false reporting and the constant conflicting reports, that's to make you just tune out and say, well, I don't really know enough to follow this. Well, I'm telling you, Christians, that is intentional. I hope you're of good cheer. I pray you share this video, because they don't want that. And you can go to JesusChristWorldwideMinistries.org. I'd appreciate it if you would share this video. I'd appreciate it if you'd support this ministry. But I really want one hedge fund fat cat to donate to this ministry so I could do much more videos and build many more websites. Right now I'm at 15 or 16 different websites that I've built. And I do this as a labor of love because I love people and I want to get the message out. I'm on Facebook, Jesus Christ Worldwide Ministries. I'm trying to get the message out. I'm trying to make videos to encourage you. And in the name of Jesus Christ, be encouraged. God bless you.